Hey guys, we're here today to replace my oil pan. Now this wasn't part of the plan at all. I really didn't want to do if I didn't have to, except I'm kind of glad I am now because there's a bit of rust. But I'm doing this because I had started filming a review for an engine flush, and I had run it about 5-10 minutes, I forget exactly what I did. And then the oil drain bolt decided it didn't want to come out. I was replacing it with a Mishimoto magnetic drain plug, and I guess this bolt decided that it wanted to stay. It liked being a drain bolt, and it didn't want to be replaced, all that jealousy stuff. And with an engine flush, you're not supposed to drive the car at all with that stuff in it. So now I'm stuck with a car with an engine flush and a bolt that doesn't want to come out. So what's the next logical step? Replace the whole thing. I mean, why not? Like I said, I looked at it a little bit. There was some rust, and let's get that off there before it gets any worse. I know this car was in New York for a couple of years. They've got salt, they've got sea salt, got some snow. So before it spreads any further, we're gonna replace the oil pan with a brand new one. So let's get to it.
So first, we're actually just gonna take these bolts out to get this cover out of the way so we can have good access to the entirety of the oil pan. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys what all happened and what it looks like right now. So, oil drain bolt. It was a G40 Torx bolt. My friend asked me, sure it's not a triple square, and I'm pretty sure because I did a oil change before, and I think I accidentally just over tightened it. As you can see, here are some of my attempts with JB Weld to weld a bit in, to weld something in to get it out, and it didn't want to. So what I did is, per my friend's advice, I took a hole punch, punched it through here-ish at that area, to let the oil actually drain out so that the engine flush wasn't just sitting in there. But as you can see as well, I'm kind of glad I'm doing it. I don't know if you can actually fully get the whole picture, but there's a little bit of rust starting. This bolt right here, I'm particularly worried about. It's pretty rusty. Can't see it too well. There you go, right there. Hopefully we can get it out. I'm gonna try some of the bolts first, make sure we're using the right bit before we get all of them out. But then it'll just be resealing the new pan, getting it in. I got a friend coming over to help make sure it's seated properly while someone else does the new bolts in, because I got a whole bunch of new ones. And then put more oil in. We should be good to go. So let's get these bolts out, about 20 of them I think, and then lower the pan and create a mess while we're doing it. Alright, I sprayed a little PB blaster on them to hopefully make it a little easier to undo. I'm trying to be real careful with these ones. Don't want to get caught in a bigger mess than I already am. Alright, so far so good. Here's the fun ones that I'm worried about. Okay, that's one of them. Okay, it's in. That was the one I was really worried about, and there's some over here too. It's gonna take patience. Those were the rough ones that were going to be interesting for me to get out. Rarely do rusted bolts treat me so nicely. Ew, okay. Don't really want to be underneath this thing when I get them all out. Alright, so we got all the bolts broken free. That was honestly was one of my biggest concerns. There were some pretty rusted bolts for being in 2013. It was pretty rough. But they all broke free. We're going to get them all
taken out incrementally so the pan drops and doesn't bend anything, doesn't get anything stuck. I mean, I'm not as worried about things getting stuck now that they're all broken free, because at that point you just would take vice grips and twist it and screw the new one in, hopefully. But we're gonna take it slow, we're gonna take it cautiously. Like I say all the time, I'm not a professional mechanic. I don't try to be. I just like to have fun. And this is one of the more serious things I've done. Well, no, I replaced the thermostat on my Audi. That was rough. The car was half torn apart, front end in a parking lot, and barely got it working. Had an air pocket in the coolant system, and no one around would do an air purge, or at least I didn't have time to stop to find someone. It was a rough time. I took out the water pump when I was in Canada. Yeah, that's a whole story to that, but you guys probably missed because I don't think I filmed it, and I was so frustrated and done with that car. I dropped a lot of money. Yeah, but I don't want anything to happen to this car. This is my daily driver. Well, the project car we can mess with and have some fun with later, but for now, we're gonna try to do this right. We're gonna do it slow. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna have some fun. At this point, all of the bolts had been removed, and the oil pan was held up exclusively by the gasket maker that remained. This required a little bit of prying, but have patience. Don't pry too hard, and it'll come out eventually. This was my first time using gasket maker, and I'll admit, I was a little nervous. But I'll share a piece of advice that my friend told me. As long as you don't have 1/4-inch gaps in the bead, you'll be fine. All right. Now that we got this oil pan successfully removed, I wanted to take a peek inside to see what's been going on for about 88,000 miles. Honestly, if you can see this without spilling any oil, it's actually kind of immaculate. You wipe a finger, there's some oil, but there's like almost no bits and pieces. There might be a little bit, what's that? Honestly, that might have just been an air pocket. Like, this looks great. I haven't had any oil leaks that I've noticed, no oil consumption, which I know a lot of people are like, beware of the oil consumption. Like, I haven't had any. I've checked. This is kind of amazing, especially for this long. I thought I was be doing a genuine service to my car by replacing this, but honestly, I'm really just replacing the oil bolt because this thing's great. I think we got some good life left in this car. We're gonna revisit the engine flush eventually when I have more time to do it properly, and I know that I'm not gonna strip the drain bolt and have to replace the whole pan, because I want to do some of that stuff for you guys. I want to do more reviews. I want to treat this car well, but also show you guys how to treat your car well as well. That's some good words right there. But anyways, this looks great. I mean, if I hadn't punched a hole in it, I would have kept this as a backup, but it cost $46 at ECS tuning, so no real need to keep this. Let's get the new one in. Let's get this back up and running, because I need a daily driver. That's totally fine, things happen.
I can see your hand!
Yep. Okay,
All
so
right.
here's the pan.
Yep.
Maybe we don't squish it all the way up there just yet, but
Okay.
maybe you can get it lined up.
Woo!
Y'all think I'd be claustrophobic.
I ain't claustrophobic. It's just trying to logistically figure out how to manhandle this without getting manhandled, I guess.
Yeah, here, keep going up a little bit. Here. Just knocked the GoPro over.
Beautiful.
Oh, I hit the GoPro again. It's facing me. Get off my face. Alright. I'm getting right up close to you.
Yeah, man. You're good.
Nice
You
and
see it?
cuddly.
Glad I put deodorant on, you know what I'm saying?
I smell it.
Yeah, man. Old Spice. Rocking it.
There goes the GoPro again. We're just gonna forget that for now.
Whoa! Get it! Come on, turn, baby. Come on.
We know it's up, and we just gotta trust the system, I guess. Oh my goodness. Alright, thank you for helping with this.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna
It's
go
definitely,
this one.
for a one person, I think would be what I would say is maybe near impossible. Like, as in, I don't know if I'd want to try to attempt this as a one person thing. That would probably be
Yeah.
pretty miserably awesome.
Looks like the gasket's spreading nicely. So
Yeah, I can see it pressed on the outside of it, at least on this side.
that's good.
Those hair looks pretty on camera.
Thank you. Oh, thanks to my bro Trent for helping me out get this oil pan in. It's in, everything's tightened now. We just gotta add some oil, change the filter, and get it back running. Whew, I'm excited. It looks good, real good.
After a few hours of testing, I found there were no oil leaks. Gasket maker was a bit intimidating, I'll admit, but I didn't have any gaps in the bead, and it sealed up perfectly. I don't regret doing the engine flush. The engine now runs impeccably smooth right now. I just wish I didn't have to replace the whole oil pan to get it done.